Any lawyer, judge, mental health professional, or caseworker who has any involvement in the family court is aware that one of the most devastating issues we face is that of parental alienation. The definition of alienation is to make hostile where previous friendship had existed. Experts have devoted considerable scholarship and research to this topic because it is one of the most difficult problems to address. Parents alienate their children from the other parent by aligning with them, sharing information which is often biased and untrue with the children for the sole purpose of having the child reject the other parent. The judicial system has very few tools to fix this problem, especially with adolescents who are taking positions based on the emotional burden placed on them by a parent. To say that they want to see one parent would place them in direct opposition to the other parent who has convinced them that that parent they want to see is the enemy. While this court's remedy in this particular situation may seem drastic and offensive, so too is the notion that children have been convinced that the only way to maintain a stable and loving connection with mother is to vilify and reject a father. The court agrees that placement in Mandy's place is not ideal. However, the court's primary concern is the best interest of these children. The decision was made so they could be put in a setting where they would not be emotionally manipulated and pressured to love one parent and hate the other, where they will receive counseling, support, and comfort in a safe place, where the message is that it's okay to love both their mother and their father. It was also a remedy the court took after 5 years of litigation and orders designed to foster a relationship with both parents. In the 5 years this case has been ongoing, the court has received no credible evidence that father has done anything to negatively affect the mental, physical, or emotional health of these children. In fact, this father has moved mountains to be able to be part of his children's lives.
I believe that mother believes that it is appropriate behavior of these children to react this way to adults and to the father. I think she sees there's no issue with it whatsoever and not a problem. She supports it. This is part of the problems of these kids. I think the damage is so severe. It's very sad. Very, very sad. A year ago, when we came before this court, and the court finally had a chance to see it, that when those kids were outside, you had no less than 6 deputies. Those children huddled together, tapping their feet, sending messages to themselves. They wouldn't even talk to a deputy with a gun. Mother did nothing. An hour went by, all these deputies. Your friend of the court counselor. The behaviors were frightening. It doesn't take a PhD to figure out that there's something wrong going on with these children as it relates to their father. But how children talk to you, talk to the family counselor, forget me, talk to sheriffs, unbelievable. And mother simply had no affect and was unfazed by it. You brought her in here twice, and you said, stop this, or you're going to go to jail. Didn't bother her. I think after that there was a motion hearing where you at that point in time said, I'm going to change custody. I'm doing it right now. You were prepared to do it. I said, no, I don't think that's what we should do with these kids. Maybe that was a mistake on my part, but I didn't think that was the right thing at that time. To your credit, you tried to fashion a remedy to try to help these children. You can debate whether it's legal, not legal, whether you can do it or not, fine. But what strikes me, Judge, is that there is nothing in mother's pleading to this court that would have said the following. I disagree with what the court did. I believe legally it was wrong, whatever. Having said that, I do not think that the children's behaviors are appropriate to adults, to their father, or anyone else. Let's try to work this out. I don't see that anywhere. And by the way, with counseling, that has never worked because 1 or 2 times the kids, mother would take them, they wouldn't even get out of the waiting room to get in to see the counselor. Mother argues to the court at one of these hearings that, oh, these kids are traumatized by their dad. They did this and then that. And then on the same breath they say, but we don't want counseling. We don't want to address it. My concern is how are we going to try to foster a normal, healthy relationship as they grow older for adults? I agree. We're not going to be able to force these children, Judge, to talk, move their mouth, love their father, not love their father. They have thoughts. I understand that. I do not believe they belong in the children's village. The children shouldn't be in the children's village. So one particular plan here today, okay, has to involve taking them out of the village, but it does not involve the mother. They cannot go back to this mother. And as a matter of fact, Judge, I do think that the one time that the child was in father's apartment, we had a hearing about that, when you had a trained, I think he's an ex-police officer, that mother found 2 years ago for supervision. I think the story that the child said was so outrageous and so different than what was observed. It was unbelievable. And I believe that mother told the child what to say, and that was the story, so she could sabotage them ever going to fathers. You got to give mother credit. Whatever she did all these 5 years, she's been successful at it, and she's been on a campaign, and she's won to some extent, and she has damaged these children. And, you know, mother, God bless you, you've succeeded in that. So I think it's a travesty. I want them out of the village. They don't belong there. Come up with a plan. If not, Judge, you have authority to do something, but they really need to be out, and let's try to come up with something. But it cannot involve the mother at this time.